Hello YouTube. Okay, don't mind my dirty dishes. Look at this. No water. Okay, let's look over here. And don't mind the dog either. Right, Wolfie? This is my trap door. Let's open. Sorry about that, folks. I hope the dog don't knock you into the basement. Earlier I was standing down there and he threw his bone at my head. I don't know if he was upset with me for not letting him go down. Alright, now I'm going to take you on the little sightseeing. Okay, here we are in the dungeon. Okay, folks, I was having a little issue. The issue being that I had a drip down here. Let me plug the other light in. Oops. Wonder why it does that sometimes. Okay, so what happened was this tank here, sorry I put you so close, it sprung a leak at the other end here. Now I hope I'm not going to lose all the water when I unhook this. Oh, that's nasty. Let me put you down for a sec. Okay, so right here, that's the culprit. It was leaking. I don't know if it was from the metal pipe or the plastic one here, but it was like a steady drip of like about 2 drops per second. So my pump kept starting about every 3 or 4 minutes, 24 hours a day, and that's been like that for about a year now. So I'm tired of hearing it always starting on me, and I figure I might as well fix it once and for all. But here's the problem. I don't want to reuse this tank because I've got a bigger one. It's double the size right over here. And, well, see, there it is, hiding in the back. So now in order to fit that one here, when I get this one out, I'm going to have to dig. I don't even know if I still have my shovel down here. Apparently not. I don't see it. So I'm going to have to go back upstairs and get the shovel. And I got these 5-gallon pails with water. This one's only got a bit on the bottom, but that one right there is almost full. That's going to be heavy. So I got to dump those, and then I'm going to fill them with dirt and dump that outside. And they're calling for a snowstorm. Isn't that fun? Well, at least it's warm down here. I installed heaters last summer. There's one way down at the end. There's one right here behind me. It's the modern style. The hot air comes out the top instead of like the older ones there. Had a little shelf thing on top, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, well, that's enough of this for now. I'll turn this back on when I get ahead a little. Okay, I just dumped those buckets outside in the ditch. Now, see, you could probably see it better now. This thing is all corroded over here. So, that's probably what was leaking. And now, See, I got myself a little table down here. I was planning on digging out my basement a couple of years ago. I started a video on that. But then my plans kind of changed. I still have that utility sink I wanted to install. But now I'm thinking if I build a garage out front, I'll just put everything there instead of having to come down here all the time. And this, my friends, that's a brand new hot water tank. It's never been installed. A neighbor of mine gave it to me because he was selling his house and he hadn't installed it yet, and it's already a couple years old, and stupid rules out here. When you sell your place, your tank has to be, I think it's less than 5 years old, or they force you to change it. And even your insurance company, if your tank is up to 10 years old or just close to it, they'll make you change it, because beyond 10 years they don't want it. And the one I'm using is about 20 years old, so I'm just waiting for that one to stop working, and then I'll install this one. So now we're going to work on this thing. I'll find you guys a little spot right here. I hope, see, I stuffed old rags in the holes because I didn't want no varmints or critters getting in there. So there's one of them, and on the other side there's two. So on this side, I think will be where the water goes out. Yeah, where it goes out or something. Here's all my little adapters that I picked up. I got these two right here. The smaller one is for the water going back into my copper pipes here. And the bigger one is for the pump, what it pushes in. And then the third hole, we'll just get a cap. Hopefully it's going to work that way. So now, let me sit you guys down. I hope you got a good seat, but you might not be able to see down on the bottom there. Maybe if I stick you like that. Alright. So which one should I put there? Oh, I'm losing my train of thought here. I forget what the other side looks like. Okay, they're up higher. Alright, so I guess the lower one is the water coming in. So that'll be the bigger. Yep, that'll be the bigger one. Oh, wait, I better get it out of there, or I probably won't be able to maneuver the darn thing. And I got all kinds of things in the way, of course. You should know there's never anything easy with me. I know that you guys can't see me right now. I'm just making a darn mess. Now I hope that tank will pass through here without dragging dirt into it. So I'm off camera right now. Hang on, guys. Nothing to grab onto. Let me stick my fingers in the hole here. That didn't sound right, did it? Now, okay, I'll just set that right here for now. We got the rags out. Let me turn them around. See, on this side there's two. Now, okay, this one, do I want it there? Yeah, this will be the water coming out of it. going into my copper pipes. Please get in straight. Trying to get it to go in straight is not an easy task. Keeps trying to go crooked. What about the top one? Oh, come on. I'm not sure if that bottom one is going in straight or not. Oh, it must be. Okay, let me grab the pipe wrench. I actually had to go 4 times to the hardware today because there was always an issue of something not quite being the right size and then forgetting something, which is always the case. You see, when a plumber goes to your house, they got a truck full of these little fittings so they don't look like an idiot. It's not easy to remember every little thing you're gonna need in advance, or you get it but it's not quite the right size, because I'm not good at guessing sizes just by looking at it. You know, like some mechanics, they'll just look at the head of a nut and go, oh, that's a 3/16, or oh, that's a 1/2 inch. I can't do that. Now, I still say it's going in crooked, but I can't really tell. I got very bad eyes since that stupid operation I should have never got done. Now, oops. That is very loud when you got your ear right next to it. Yeah. And another thing, you never have enough Teflon. I always put like about 8 turns just to make sure. Because the last thing you want is to have a leak and then have to take everything apart. Because once you got all your pipes hooked up, that's a mess right there. Anyway, I'm easily out of breath. I had a long day, friends. Oops. And I'm crouched over trying to work. And I got a lot on my mind too. I want to talk to Child Services so that I could get visits with the kids, even though I'm not really related to them. I'm not their biological father, but they're like the half-sisters and brothers of my daughter. Her daughters, I should say. Alright. Now. Okay, that's on. Now let me swing it around. Sorry about that. Okay, boys and girls. This is a very hard job. Now I'm having regrets. I have to be up early in the morning for blood tests, even though it's going to be a snowstorm. And here I am digging, and because I let the water drain on the ground, it's sticking to the shovel. It's like clay. So, and I gotta go down at least another 1.5 feet so this stupid thing will fit under there, under those pipes. So, because it's so sticky, I'm not putting it in buckets. I'm just throwing it there on the side. And another time when I finish this job of digging out the basement, I'll get around to it. So for now, it's just me struggling to get this, because I can't take this pipe apart. That's the pipe from my well. I've tried that once before, taking the damn thing apart, and all the water went right back down into the well, and it took like about 1.5 hours to prime the damn pump to get all the suction back up. So I really don't want to attempt that right now, as this isn't one of those fancy outside wells, those 4-inch jobs. This is just a little 1.5 inch, the old style. Alright, so back to work. I'll put this back on when I get something interesting. Okay, now the job is done. It's not exactly the way I would have liked it, but at least there's no more leak. So there's no more water sitting there. Problem though is I wasn't able to dig enough to get that platform here further down, because that dumb mud was sticking to my shovel on both sides, making it heavy and very hard for me to shovel. So now my tank is kind of leaning to the side here, but it doesn't look like it's in any danger of falling over. But at least everything is working great. I'm not having any problems with it. But now I came down here for another reason, not just to make it the ending of this video, but also because I want to make myself my own antenna, and I need some copper. So I got a couple pieces here, some longer than the others. I think I'm gonna take this one here. It is a nice long one. So I'm gonna have to divide this up, because I got a piece upstairs already. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut that up and add copper wire to it. And there's my old tank. I don't know how well you see it. Let me put a light on. That didn't help much, but anyway. So that's the old tank sitting right there. And oh yeah, I need some fittings. Let me move this back where it was. I got so much work to do down here, but I'm only one person. I can only do stuff one thing at a time. So let me get that out of my way and see what I got here. Well, I don't need you guys for this. Alright folks, so that's the end of this video about changing my tank and getting that leak fixed at the same time. So, I mean, I wish I would have made it more like instructional, you know, or educational, whatever you want to say, like a step-by-step thing. But it was getting late. I was so tired, and like I say, that mud was so heavy on my shovel. I just wasn't in the mood to mess around. I couldn't wait to hurry up and get out of here and go have a bath because I was filthy with all that clay. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching, and please comment and subscribe and tell all your friends, you know, the usual stuff. So, again, thanks for watching, folks.